What's up, kids? Okay, so today we are going to look at an introduction. And I've got, as you can see here, a writing frame to help you craft a really good introduction. Introduction is the shortest paragraph of your essay. It's 3 sentences in length, 1, 2, 3. And you'll notice that I have a piece of writing frame for each of the 3 sentences. So there's the writing frame for sentence 1. There's the writing frame for sentence 2. And then down here for your thesis statement, we call this the magic thesis. All right. So this will help you quickly write an intro in the next couple of days when you take the test. All right. So you're going to notice the structure here of the inverted triangle, right? Because the idea of the intro is that we go from very, very broad in scope. Okay, we ask questions like, why is this science important, right? Why do we study it? What would our world look like without the science? Then we go to a little bit more specific. Our second sentence, we want to give more of a definition of the science and maybe how that science or process works within the environment or our world, okay? So really broad, why do we study it? To a little bit more specific, giving a little bit more of a formal definition. Not a whole lot of detail here, just kind of what is it, what's its function, what does it do? And then finally, the thesis statement, which I talked about before, answers the writing task. Okay, so 3 sentences. Here's how it works. Okay, let's take a look at the very, very first sentence, which is, why do we study this science? Why is it important? Without the science of photosynthesis, without the science of biology, chemistry, whatever it is, cells, so let's just say photosynthesis. Without the science of photosynthesis and cellular respiration, our world would, okay, here, what would the world look like if chloroplast didn't exist, right? If the mitochondria didn't exist, if mitosis didn't happen, if a red snapper was pulled out of a wetlands ecosystem, right? What would our world look like without this science? It'd be a whole lot different, wouldn't it? It probably wouldn't exist. Things wouldn't be as they are today. So without the science of blank, our world would what? Okay, so that's kind of the big idea, why we study it, why is it important. Second sentence, you want to give more of a formal definition. So biology or photosynthesis is the study of energy transfer in the organelles of cells and respiration. Okay, so just a little bit more of a working definition here, getting closer, more specific here. Why is it important? Definition. And then finally, your thesis statement. Okay, Norcross has used this one a lot in years past. It's formulaic in nature, but it works. All right, and it goes like this. By looking at the documents, one can see, and then this is going to be your major point, right? Whatever you saw in the writing task, okay? One can see blank, which is important because now here you're basically saying why this is important. And sometimes if you do the 3-pronged thesis statement, you can use your 3 bullet points, right, to add some depth to this part. So if you might say something like, by looking at the documents, one can see the importance of photosynthesis, or sorry, one can see how photosynthesis interacts with cellular respiration, which is important because they support local food webs, because they support the carbon cycle. So something like that. So you've got options, but this is a quick and easy way to write an introduction without stressing, because the meat and potatoes of your essay is not the intro. It is those body paragraphs, which we'll talk about later. Okay, so I'm going to leave this frame up here for you guys to use for your introduction.